After the first two legs of the SPAR Grand Prix in Cape Town and Port Elizabeth, the circuit moved up the coast to Durban. This has always been a tightly contested race, and this year the SPAR Grand Prix was closer than ever at this stage. It's June, it's winter, it's beautiful weather, but windy today, and the crowds are out, 15,000 of them lining up for the 10K and the 5K down next to the Kings Park track. We've got a fantastic field of top runners, some Zimbabweans in there. We'll see what they do, but let's see what happens. All the action about to start. The first Durban SPAR Women's Challenge race took place back in 1990 when 2,200 ladies lined up. Now, 28 years later, the same race attracts about 15,000 competitors. KwaZulu-Natal has produced many famous women athletes over the years, and two of them were here today. Grace de Oliveira, who once finished second in the Comrades Marathon, and arguably the province's most iconic athlete ever, the ageless Blanche Moiler. In her black and white Savages Club kit, Blanche has been a sort of mother figure to generations of South Africa's female runners.
I didn't choose running chose me. I started perchance at a psychiatric unit sports day. In psychiatry we encourage our patients to be active, to exercise, because that's a great de-stressing way. And we have a sports day annually. And it was at that sports day where staff members were also encouraged to participate, that somebody saw me run and thought, you've got an economical running style, come and join us running. That was Dr. Shoti Muller way back. I didn't have success immediately, obviously you've got to be patient. I started competitive running in 81. In my first run, I think it was within 6 months of my running, I ran a race in Pietermaritzburg. I finished third. It was a night race, and obviously there were questions about whether I had done the whole distance or not, because at the time nobody knew about Blanche Moiler. I had just come on the scene, didn't really belong to any club at the time, and I finished third. But then later on in the year, there was the ladies only race in Durban, and Colleen was there was Sue van Onselen and Sophie Teberg, all the big names in KwaZulu at the time, and I participated in that. And I finished third again, and that's when people started taking notice that she is kind of legit. You must remember the social structures of the past and the political structures of the past, that it was really trial and error. I didn't have a regular coach. I used to get advice from Trevor Smith, who was at Savages, and he's passed on now. And I also read a lot. I read a lot of magazines. The runners' magazines from abroad, looked at their training structures, and I'd copy those. So it was quite of a challenge, but it made me strong. There were obviously challenges, as I said, the social structures of the time. But I met so many warm people from all language groups who took me under their wing, friendship-wise. I remember Viv Swanepoel, Colleen, they all embraced me. And there were challenges sometimes in races. I did get a few negative comments on the road, but that didn't really deter me. I come from a family where our parents instilled a lot of confidence and self-belief, so the negative inputs from outside didn't really influence me much. I treasured the positive feedback from fellow athletes. I ran with phenomenal athletes like Sonia Laxton, Tanya Packham, who were really so friendly and warm, and that kept me going and just inspired me to continue running. Every run was special for me, but just to highlight a few, winning 10K champs in Pretoria, coming from the coast in 84, now that was really, really one of the highlights. Without doubt, receiving Springbok colours was really the cherry on the top. When I received them, I accepted them with responsibility, because then I knew that I could use that platform to motivate more women from diverse cultures and communities to take up running as a sport. Especially that we were not allowed to run internationally at that stage. We were still barred. And it was good for us to get that acceptance at home, that we were awarded these colours, and we really, I ran with the responsibility of encouraging others. What motivates me right now to keep on running is that I feel I have a responsibility to my community. So I have lots of positive feedback from the ordinary man on the road that say I make a difference in their life. And when I look back to a couple of decades when our leaders came out of Robben Island, the minister, Jeff Hadebe, actually came up to me and said to me, I had inspired them while they were in Robben Island. They looked at me running and they said to themselves, there is hope for our country. And to me, that was very humbling. And it's feedback like that that keeps me motivated to run.
At 8 o'clock on a bright, warm and rather breezy morning, the field set off. In the front, the 24 or so elite runners aiming to make the top 20 and earn valuable SPAR Grand Prix points. This is one of the fastest courses in the country around the beachfront area of Durban, and the lead group set off quickly in search of times ranging from under 33 minutes for the winner to sub 36 for a top 20 finish. Ruda Mondewa, Zintle Zaniwa, Kesa Molitsani and Rutende Niahora set the early pace, with Lebo Palula, Noli Conrad and Maria Shai also in the group. Going under the bridge, the small figure of Glenrose Zaba on the far side started to make a break, but the others soon responded. As they approached 2 kilometres, the chasers slowly dropped out, leaving 9 runners in the group. But things changed soon after that, as the Zimbabwean athlete Betha Chikanga charged into the lead, putting in a blistering sub 3-minute kilometre that no one dared match. Now she was out on her own, and the question was this: had she gone out too fast and too soon? This group in shot now was chasing Zimbabwean Betha Chikanga, who had simply run away from them after about a kilometre. She explained how this has been part of her race strategy.
I like 21 because you relax. 10Ks you start fast and you finish fast. That's why I hate 10Ks. But I'm so happy to run because you get more speedy than 21. 21Ks you start slow and you finish slow. Last year I ran SPAR Ladies and I ran Peter Mansbeck's SPAR Ladies. I was number 5. And I thank God because I managed because I was not fit like this year. And I ran the Durban one. I was number 9 last year. I got to to Pretoria. I was number 11.
With Betha Chikanga well on her way to the finish, the bulk of the field had reached the beachfront area of Durban, north of all the big hotels on the Golden Mile and close to the Blue Lagoon area.
We came here to join the walk. We like this walk. Every year we're always here. Even next year we'll be here. We're enjoying ourselves.
Oh, beautiful. We enjoyed the walk. It was absolutely lovely. Getting up in the morning knowing we're going to walk, it was the best thing ever.
We love it. We do it every year as a family. My kids, my sister. Thank you, SPAR!
Even Moses Mabhida, after whom the stadium was named, would have been proud of everyone. In particular, this small Zimbabwean runner, Betha Chikanga, who is now virtually out of sight of South Africa's very best female distance runners. After halfway, cracks appeared in the chase group as Glenrose Zaba, Nolene Conrad and Kesa Malitsani pushed ahead in pursuit of Chikanga. But this pattern changed again as Ruda Mondewa joined Conrad, but it seemed that there was still no catching Chikanga. Betha has run several SPAR Grand Prix races in the past, as well as other high-profile events.
Last year I won the 2 Oceans. I was half marathon. Last year of half marathon I was number 9. And this year I moved on number 2. So this year it means I'm strong and I'm fit. So I'm so happy for that. And I want to thank my team, my coach, Mr. Makasa. You push me every day to be a champion.
Her coach, mentioned in that interview, is Colin Makasa, himself a successful Comrades marathon runner. His group is based in Harare. 200 metres back, Kesa Malitsani was leading the chase, but the defending SPAR Grand Prix winner looked somewhat out of sorts on this occasion. Rutende Niahora and Lebo Palula were next. Nolene Conrad explained what her plans are.
Long term, it's the Olympic Games, so 2020 Olympic Games, and it was a 4-year plan for me where I said last year I was focused more on the SPAR ladies where I wanted to increase my speed. This year it was more towards the half marathon distance, moving into marathons where I gain more experience over the marathon distance, but it's very important for us to still keep the speed work. So I think being part of the SPAR Ladies series is also great because there's a lot of competition, so you know when you go to the race you have to run fast. So I try to work in SPAR Ladies in my plan, but one needs to really be careful where you place the races as well, and when you plan for the season it must work into what you're trying to achieve.
Nolene is one of the country's most promising young marathon runners at present. Betha looked comfortable taking on some water in the muggy Durban conditions. We asked her about her plans as well.
I wish to run, and my target, I want to go to SA Champs on July. I will come for 21 kilometers. On 2020, I want to go for Olympics. So I'll try by all means to focus on training, to do something that will make me happy.
But right now, her focus was on winning the SPAR Durban race in the quickest possible time. And passing Moses Mabhida, it looked a racing certainty that the young Harare runner would take line honours. Glenrose Zaba explained what was going on behind Betha.
The group was pushing to get better, but we did not reach better because it was so very far than us. Like 200 gap is not easy to close. We need to have that strength and power to close the gap, so it was too late to catch up.
Would there possibly be a final twist in the tale? At the end, though, there were no surprises in store. Betha Chikonga, the race leader from the first kilometre, ran out a comfortable winner in the end. It was a wonderful example of brave front running in a classy field.
For me, it was fine because I was planning to run like that. Because on my training, I will do like that. I will start fast. I will start to leading fast, and I will finish fast. I think no one is not saving what I did because I start fast for only 3Ks, then I will relax 2Ks. I move from 2Ks, I will run 3Ks again, and finish fast. I was so excited to see no one is coming. So that's why I will run fast, and I want to run. That's my plan. And I want to thank my teammates and my coach, Mr. Makasa, because for the training program, I will come here for races. After races, I'll go back to Zimbabwe. So I'm so happy, and I want to thank my parents. They support me. Even here, my sister is there to support me. So I'm so happy about that.
It certainly was the day of the up-and-coming athletes as Glenrose Zaba, thanks to a super-fast last kilometre, grabbed her third consecutive second place in this year's SPAR Grand Prix.
The race was so very challenging a little bit because I knew that Betty can go very fast because I know her, some of the races is starting very fast. So when I saw her before we start, I told myself that I can go with her, but other side, my mind told me don't go with Betty because maybe you can blow. But I'm very happy to maintain that pace and go with the group. And when we reach 8K, I feel my body that I can go, and I start to kick. My aim this year is to be the one that win the Grand Prix. The challenge is so very big between me and Kesa. The thing that I can do is to maintain the fitness until we finish the Grand Prix.
While Glenrose has her mind set on winning the SPAR Grand Prix this year, Nolene Conrad is looking mainly at the 2020 Olympics. She missed the SPAR races in Cape Town and Port Elizabeth, but today she made no mistake as she grabbed the final podium position.
I'm very happy with today. I think all I expected was a podium finish and a sub 34 minutes. I think it's the fastest time in my season and only the second 10Ks for this season, so I'm happy. We haven't done really a lot of speed work, and yeah, so very happy to be doing the SPAR Ladies series again this year and to finish third. We didn't expect it to stay in front for that long. I think we expected to close the gap and we expected it to fade a bit. The group was working together, because I think it's a bit also the conditions today. It was a bit windy when we went out in the race. So the first 5Ks we felt a lot of wind, and then coming back you had the wind behind your back. So that's when the group actually started breaking up a bit. And I kind of tried to stay in that group also, because my race plan was to run conservatively and not to go, crazy fast pace at the start, where I wanted to maintain the pace until the end.
Rotenda Niahora had her best result of the year after battling injuries right up to June. But the big drama of the day came when Kesa Maletsani, two-time SPAR winner this year and defending Grand Prix champion, could only manage 6th place after battling some winter illness issues that took their toll today. And Blanche Moyler duty took the over 60s title with a fine sub-48-minute run. Chikanga won by 20 seconds in the end. 3 Zimbabweans finished in the top 5 and both Palula twins came in the top 10. Tobila Velikazi is a new name amongst the juniors, but both Balelwa Samai and Judy Bird grabbed their 3rd consecutive SPAR Grand Prix victories in their respective age categories. After today, Glenrose Zaba moves to the top of the SPAR Grand Prix table, 2 points clear of Kesa Maletsani and 6 ahead of Ruda Mondoa. With 3 races to go, the SPAR Grand Prix is still wide open. The 5-kilometre event was totally different. Here, thousands of women were eager to get going on a short journey around the city. Their goals more centred around fun and fellowship than speedy times and prize money. The sports precinct of Durban was full of women wearing green T-shirts and walking or jogging along. And family and friends were there at the end to cheer on these weekend warriors of the road. This site has been a fixture in June in Durban for nearly 30 years. 2018 is the 29th running of the iconic SPAR Women's 10-kilometre race, and it started back in 1990, prompted very much by the fact that the Comrades Marathon was a big Durban event then, and SPAR decided they wanted to have something for the women, and the 10K race was the obvious thing to do. It started big. In the first year they had over 2,000 runners, which is amazing for a first race, but it was driven very much by the fact that it was a week after the Comrades Marathon and all the hype around Durban was there. And from then it just got bigger and bigger and better, because it was driven by an amazing sense of community amongst the women of Durban. In terms of growth, the race has been amazing. It's grown successfully over the many years, and in fact in 2004 it reached its peak of over 17,000, nearly 18,000 women, which was absolutely unheard of in those days. And of course things can't go on growing forever, and it's tailed off pretty much at about 15, 16, 17,000 ever since then. But certainly from a quality point of view, it is unimpeachable. It has never been beaten. It is the 10K race in the country that all the top girls come to run. It's fast, it's on a flat course, it's in Durban in winter. The conditions are always good, and it has produced regularly some of the fastest times in the country, and the top women have always come. The fastest time came in the Millennium Race in 2000 with that fantastic hype around the Millennium Comrades. Colleen DeRoe came out from America. Remember, she's a former Durban girl and a KZN girl, and she ran 31:38, which to my knowledge is still the fastest 10 kilometres time ever in South Africa by a woman. With all that fantastic history behind it, what's on the cards now for Durban SPAR? Well, next year, 2019, will be the 30th running, and I'm sure the organisers will have an absolute humdinger. But I think, like all good races, it's a quality and a quantity thing. With quality, we're going to always have the top performers running world-class times, but it's all about the masses, the thousands of ladies that come for the 5K and the 10K down here to the beachfront in Durban from all over the country. And I think we've got, hopefully, another 30 years of the Durban SPAR. What a beautiful sight. Sea, sand and sun. And there is no better way to celebrate it than by putting on your t-shirt and tackies and just running.
It's so vibey and I'm excited. It's my first time. I'm doing 5 kilometers. Next year I'll be doing 10.
We saw some old couple, one with the walking stick and the other whole man husband together. We were so proud of them. And it makes us think that why people sit at home when they can come and enjoy this beautiful, awesome day.
Oh, I really enjoyed myself. It was a good one. I didn't know that I could make it. I really made it. I'm so happy.
The power behind the race is the sponsor, SPAR. For 3 decades, this supermarket group has sponsored women's running across the country to the point where the SPAR Grand Prix is now one of the most powerful brands in South African athletics.
We're very happy as SPAR that we have delivered a good race for our ladies in Durban. It's all the ladies, average ladies that are wanting to leading a healthy lifestyle. They come here on a very good day, having fun, and I think they get motivated to come back the following year because it's such a nice environment for them. We're looking forward to the next year. We are turning 30, which is a great milestone, and we want to go big and take it to another level. Those that did not enter this year, they must come because it's going to be big, and watch the space.
Indeed, 2019 is going to be massive. But for now, it was the Betha, Glenrose and Nolene show as 3 tons of fun closed off the day in fine musical style. Next up in the SPAR Grand Prix is the Pretoria race on August the 4th. So make a note and we'll see you there.